It is an exciting time for sure. The long-awaited debut of HudsonValleySportsReport.com. Hi, everyone. I'm Charlie Carnaccio, along with Rich Thomaselli. We are so excited about this new sports venue that will cover Hudson Valley, Westchester, and Rockland sports.
We are beyond excited. We are thrilled. It's been about 6 months since we had breakfast and talked about partnering up on Hudson Valley Sports Report version 2.0. And we're happy to have it back, and the goal has always been the same: to give athletes in this area, in our community, and now Westchester and Rockland with Joe Lombardi, who we'll talk about some more, even more coverage than they have.
That's right. Joe will be covering Westchester Rockland. He'll join us in a little bit. You may remember the site from a few years ago when Rich first started it. Very one-dimensional, no offense,
Nope.
but we knew that.
It's very static.
But now we're making it multi-dimensional. We're using social media. We've got a lot of video runs. We've got highlights. We've got previews. We've got feature stories. We've got all kinds of special things planned. And what we wanted to do in this version of our Mashup, which will happen every Monday, is we wanted to give you a little bit of a navigational tour if you haven't already started clicking around. There are a couple of things on the site that we're very excited about that we wanted you to know about. So let's go over to the site and take a look at those things right now. One of the first things we wanted to draw your attention to is up at the top of the page. Sign up for email updates. Once you're on our mailing list, and we don't share that list with anyone, you'll automatically receive our Morning Line newsletter. It will have scores from the night before, as well as a few of the top articles that are featured within the site, so you know at a glance the results of your favorite team. You'll also get updates if anything newsworthy happens throughout the course of the day or night. The other area we wanted to draw your attention to is the Weekend Warrior tab. Each week, physical therapists from Center for Physical Therapy will be providing tips and information to help you avoid injury or care for your existing injury properly. If you want a quick snapshot of scores, this tab will get you there. Standings is self-explanatory once the season gets underway. And if you wanted to search by your school or your favorite sport, you can do that with these tabs and the drop-down menus. Rich?
So that's just a small snapshot of what HudsonValleySportsReport.com looks like. We really love the site. We hope you like it. We hope you find it easy to navigate. One of the big components of what we're going to show you this year is a lot of video. And here on Monday Mashup, one of the things that we're going to do is catch up with some local sports figures. And the first one we had a chance to sit down and talk to is new Marist men's basketball coach, Jeff Bauer.
The new men's basketball coach at Marist is back on familiar ground, even though the campus and the McCann Center look much different than the day he left in 1995.
Obviously, being here in the past, I understand the history and I understand what the program means to the school and the community. I've lived that and felt it.
And although Bauer has gone from an assistant coach at the college level all the way up to the highest level of the game as GM and coach of the Hornets, he's still the same organized and detail-oriented guy he's always been.
I still have my practice logs from 1986 with my handwritten notes about what was good about a drill and bad about a drill. That's invaluable information for me now, honestly, to look back at the pluses of it, the minuses of it, what I would want to do again, what I would want to stay away from now. But I've always been someone who's kept records. I was educated as a history major, and I know the value of a journal and a date and a time for whatever reason.
That attention to detail and his NBA experience has helped him convince players to stay with the program.
I think I've been to a place that they would all like to get to at some point. I think they understand the difficulties of getting there and the paths that need to be taken to play basketball after college. And I think they do see that as an area that I might be able to help them, help open a door and begin to talk with them about what our goals were and how we would accomplish them, and give them an opportunity to make the decision to be in. Because you can only be in or out. We can't have fence sitters. So the players we all listened and talked, and We didn't have one player leave or transfer. Very happy with that.
So what kind of a team does Bauer think we'll see when the men step on the floor in Poughkeepsie on December 20th?
Well, I hope they expect success. I hope they expect to see a team that's much different, with a lot more different outcomes. It's going to be hard to do. It's easy to say and hard to do, and I understand that. But I also want people to dream big, and I want people to be excited.
The Red Foxes open the season on Friday, November 8th at Stony Brook. Their first home game is against Bucknell on Friday, December 20th.
It's actually hard to believe that Marist men's basketball kicks off its first official practice in about 7 weeks, and we wish Coach Bauer all the luck in the world as he returns as the head coach of the Red Foxes. Well, we told you earlier that we have a colleague here, Joe Lombardi, who's joined Hudson Valley Sports Report, and we can't be happier to have him on board. He has more than 20 years experience as a writer, as an editor, as a columnist. He's been in front of the camera, behind the camera, and he's the owner of laxlessons.com, a great website that follows the sport of lacrosse.
Thanks, Rich. I'm ready to get rocking and rolling and representing Westchester and Rockland counties on tonight's inaugural edition of Monday Mashup. If you checked my first column on HudsonValleySportsReport.com, you got a taste of the 5-5-5 format I will be using each week. I took a look at 5 teams, players, and games to watch. In case you missed it, my list of teams is headed up, no surprise, by New Rochelle, the defending state champs, led, as always, defensively with the star in Corey Holder. Another one of my top 5 teams is Somers. Somers, of course, will be opening up this season against Poughkeepsie in a matchup of the last 2 Section 1 Class A champions, featuring 2 of the best coaches in the Hudson Valley as well, Tony DiMatteo, and then, of course, the great story of John Castellano coming in to take over the Pioneers. We're looking forward to that Week 1 game and a whole bunch of others and a whole lot of other great stuff right here on the Hudson Valley Sports Report. Glad to be a part of it. Great to be back working with Charlie. Great to be alongside Rich as well, a longtime colleague, and the whole crew here at HVSR. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Joe. Looking forward to a lot of the great things that he's going to bring to this website.
Well, I think with so many of our local teams involved in playing Westchester schools and Rockland schools, because of the way Section 1 has set up the leagues,
right,
we need that perspective, that insight that Joe can bring.
And you're going to see that right off the bat. I mean, in football, the first few weeks, all of our teams up here are really not playing each other. They're playing down in Westchester and Rockland.
Oh, Poughkeepsie Somers, Arlington Ramapo, John Jay, I believe, is playing North Rockland. So, I mean, we've got a lot going on.
Yeah, so there's a lot of that crossover. So it makes sense to have a Westchester Rockland presence. And Joe's the perfect person because he's so entrenched in that area. That's pretty much an overview of the website. We've been working on this for like the last 6 months, just trying to get it together and make it right for you. We want to make sure that we give our athletes the proper coverage. We want to build self-esteem. We want to build camaraderie. And we also want to build community here in the Hudson Valley. And we feel that this is the place to do it. So when you're looking for scores, when you're looking for information, whether it's Rich or Joe or myself tweeting it out during the course of the game, or you want to find out the end result and get some good video and some interviews as well, this is the place to go.
Absolutely. We are happy to bring this back. We really feel that there was a need in our area to give the kids more recognition, more publicity. Hopefully it helps with college. So there's so much going on, and we can't wait to get started.
All right, that'll do it for this introduction to HudsonValleySportsReport.com. Come back every Monday for a new, what we are calling Mashup, where you'll see highlights, interviews, and other great information here about sports in the Hudson Valley and Westchester and Rockland. For Rich Thomaselli and Joe Lombardi, I'm Charlie Carnaccio. Thanks for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the website.